Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Genesis 1, verse 28. And God blessed them, and God said to them, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over every living thing that moves upon the earth. Genesis 1 verse 28 is the first divine dialogue with humanity and the first blessing given directly to man and woman. In the teachings of the Zohar, this verse reveals the activation of human spiritual authority, the purpose of embodiment, and the sacred task of cosmic partnership with the divine. It's not merely a biological command. It is a declaration of humanity's role as a divine vessel to extend, elevate, and unify creation. The first phrase we have, and God blessed them. This is the empowerment of soul in dual form. The Zohar teaches this blessing is an infusion of spiritual energy into the male and female aspects of the unified human being. Blessing means to draw down abundance from the supernal source into creation. Thus, man and woman are now activated as vessels to carry divine light into the world. Their union, masculine and feminine, giving and receiving, is now sanctified and spiritually fertile. Just as the sea creatures were blessed to multiply, which was in Genesis 1 verse 22, here humanity receives a higher blessing, not just to reproduce, but to co-create. The next phrase we have, be fruitful and multiply, the spiritual act of multiplication. According to the Zohar, the word pru from Hebrew in English means be fruitful, refers to the potential to create, conceiving ideas, actions, and offspring aligned with the divine image. And in the Hebrew word, rvu, in English means multiply, refers to the expansion of holiness, a ripple effect that spreads divine consciousness through generations. Deeds and teachings, this is not limited to physical children. It includes acts of wisdom, compassion, mitzvot, and the spiritual legacy a person leaves behind. The next phrase we have, fill the earth and subdue it. This is sacred expansion and tikkun. The words fill in Hebrew umilu and subdue in Hebrew is vekifsua, hold deep mystical implications. Fill the earth means to bring divine awareness into every corner of existence. The Zohar sees this as the mission to elevate the sparks of holiness scattered throughout the material world. Subdue it does not mean conquest through force, but spiritual refinement. The process of transforming ego-driven impulses, mastering one's animal soul, and rectifying creation through conscious action. Thus, humanity is given the role of partner in creation, charged not with domination, but with transmutation of the physical into the spiritual. The next phrase we have dominion over. Integration, not exploitation. The Zohar interprets dominion in a sacred sense. To have dominion is to align, elevate, and guide, not to dominate for selfish gain. Each realm mentioned, the sea for the fish, air for the birds, and land for living things, corresponds to levels of consciousness and soul. Fish represents hidden aspects of being, unconscious waters. Birds represents elevated thoughts, spirit, and praise. The land creatures represents instincts, body, and emotional drives. To rule these is to harmonize the inner world, to bring all forces under conscious divine direction. The Zoharic view on this verse, humanity as the Merkava, which is the divine chariot. This verse in Zoharic vision places Adam, which represents humanity, as the chariot, Merkava, for divine presence. Just as the divine rides upon the angelic chariot in Ezekiel's vision, so too the Shekinah, which represents divine presence, rides upon the righteous soul. Humanity is blessed not only to receive the world, but to bear God into it through right action, union, and intentionality. The Zohar calls this verse the moment when Adam becomes the first high priest, entrusted with guarding and activating all levels of reality. Male and female, the creative engine of divine flow. The duality of male and female is essential to this blessing. Masculine energy initiates, sends, and transmits. Feminine energy receives, forms, births. Together, they represent the flow of divine light into vessel. The human couple becomes a living replication of Keter, pouring into Malkuth. Their union in love and purpose becomes a channel through which divine blessing continues to flow into creation. Genesis 1 verse 28, as understood by the Zohar, is the first divine commissioning of the human being, not merely as a biological creature, but as a cosmic co-creator. God blesses both male and female, infusing them with the power to bring forth, expand, elevate, and refine creation. The command to be fruitful and multiply transcends physical reproduction. It means to birth divine consciousness into the world through deeds, children, teachings, and transformation. To fill the earth and subdue it is a mystical charge to elevate the material realm, to discover the divine within the mundane, and to rectify creation through intention and will. Humanity is not granted tyrannical rule, but sacred stewardship over sea, sky, and land. These domains symbolize the layers of the soul, and our task is to unify and harmonize them, guiding creation back toward its source. In this verse, the human being is anointed as a living temple, a chariot of the divine, a vessel for Shekinah. Male and female together form the sacred polarity through which light flows into form. Through this blessing, we are reminded that to live as Adam is to carry the mission of revealing the infinite within the finite, and to turn the whole world into a dwelling place for the divine. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.